discussion all over this country, it's all about where did the productivity of our shambas go to. If you remember very well, about 20-30 years ago, we'll talk about an acre of land producing 40 bags of maize. Others would record 60 bags per acre. Currently, getting 15 bags, it's like a miracle. The question has been, where did we get it wrong? Could it be a climatic changes? Could it be we are using the wrong fertilizers? Or where did we get it wrong? Dairy farmers will tell you, years ago, they will produce a lot of milk from natural grasses. Nowadays, even napier grass, getting quality napier grass is a big challenge. The discussion all over has been, is agriculture well-paying job? Aliko Dangote will say, the richest man in Africa will say, the next billionaires in Africa are farmers. But you as a farmer, do you believe that you are the next billionaire? Could it be you are thinking to close your dairy farm? Any serious dairy farmer will tell you, there is no dairy farming minus quality fodder. Agronomist will say, there is no quality fodder minus good soil. Our discussion today will be all about soil. And today we have our visitor and a guest to this forum who has greatly helped us, especially last season, to grow maize for our cows. If you have watched our videos on maize farming in Kenya, you will appreciate that we have harvested over 35 tons of maize silage per acre. That way, we are able to sustain at least 5 cows per year without straining. This is against most farmers who have only achieved 5 to 10 tons per acre. Is it that we are giving fake figures? Is it that we are spreading propaganda? Definitely not. That's why we have decided to bring on our platform some of the experts, some of the professionals who helped us to achieve that milestone. With me today is Bona Benson.
Hi.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, sir.
I will allow you to introduce yourself and give a brief on what you normally do on a daily basis.
Thank you. Hi viewers, my name is Benson Karanja, Crop Nutrition Laboratory Services. Our main focus is all about soil testing. As Jogona has said, there was a time we were doing 35-40 bags per acre. Right now, even doing 15 is by good luck. Farmers have blamed the weather. Farmers have blamed the seeds. Farmers have blamed every kind of occurrence. But none has ever pointed a finger towards himself. Today, we are going to look into what exactly is causing all this. Apart from now, there are those natural happenings. What am I supposed to do as a farmer? What is my part before the part of the rain, before the part of the seeds? And where are we headed to if we do not make any changes or try to look for information about our farms? So today is all about soil. Today is all about the fridge. I call it the fridge, the storage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bona Benson. For our viewers, Benson greatly helped us. He did a lot for our farm. And we are forever grateful for that, because whatever we did last year is exactly what we are replicating this season. So I remember, Bona Benson, you took me through a serious lecture on how we have mismanaged our soils. And I remember you quoting it very well, that the main problem in our country is soil. Research institutions in our country have identified the big problem as soil. The NGOs in this country, especially those dealing on agricultural setup, they have identified soil as the main problem. Internationally, the discussion is all about our soils. Farmers have blamed so many things, especially the artificial, the fertilizers, the inorganic. I believe I'm right when I call them inorganic fertilizers.
Okay.
They have blamed the inorganic fertilizers. They'll say maybe that time you are using just the farmyard manure and you could harvest a lot, you know. So make me understand, what is a soil and what does it compose? And we say that our problem is soil. What exactly are we talking about?
In this discussion, I'm going to make it as simple as possible. And I would like the farmer to have a picture of exactly what happens every planting season. Like now, the rains are here. We are planting. Look at the quantity of seeds that you are going to plant against what you are going to harvest. You plant like 5 acres, let's zero into 1 acre. What amount of fodder are you going to produce against what you planted? We are looking at 1 grain of maize. In this case, let us use maize. We are looking at 1 grain of maize against what is the expected end result. Is it not that 6 foot, the maize stalk? Yeah. We are looking at where you are removing a load full of maize stalks. What do you think you are taking from your farm? Are they not the nutrients? So every moment you are removing any stalk, whether you are carrying it with your back, whether you are carrying it with a donkey cart, whether you are carrying it with a wheelbarrow, look at it as removing nutrients from the soil, because that is what has been taken from your soil. What are you doing to take back the balance?
Are you saying that anytime I see a plant, that one is like a thief stealing nutrients from the soil?
You are removing, exactly. Look at a packet of 2 kgs against what you are going to get at the end result. You are going to get like 100 kgs. What do you think is that? Look at Napier grass. We planted, some have been there for about 20 years. Every time you harvest, it goes back to the soil to remove some more nutrients. But are there nutrients in the soil?
So when you talk about nutrients being in the soil, what kind of nutrients are there in the soil? Or what composes this soil?
Look at your soil as a fridge at your home. A fridge at your home. If your work is only removing from the fridge, take it to the cooker and eat. What will happen one day if you don't replenish the stock? If you don't take back the stock, what will happen? You are going to go hungry. Not because there is no food elsewhere. It's because you've not been returning what you have been removing. When you say about 40 coming to 30, it did not come from 40 to 15. No, it was gradual falling, meaning that whatever was removed last season, what did you as a farmer do to return what was taken from the soil, so that we take the soil back to its original form? So what we have been doing is that naturally we knew, you said that there was a time we used minimal fertilizers, minimal compound, minimal whatever, and the productions was high. It's because the depreciations in terms of nutrition was there, but we did not notice. Again, we had acres and acres of land, so we could cultivate here. We did rotational, whereby the soil was given time to recapture back the nutrients. But now as we talk, we are even into intercropping. Very rarely will you find a farmer, especially in Kiambu, in Nyandaro, very rarely will you find a farmer doing a single crop. Even if it is that maize, there are beans in between. Even their potatoes, and in between, after 5, 3, 4, 5 rains, there is a line of maize. So it means that the land is becoming scarce. As it becomes scarce, the nutrition, the planting is frequent. Barely there is yet any time for the land to rest. So what am I supposed to do?
So land is supposed to rest.
It's supposed to take a rest.
But I only have 2 acres and 10 cows. How will I manage to rest the field?
It means now it is upon you to make sure the nutrients that it was supposed to recover when it was resting, you put them back.
How do I know the nutrients that are there in the soil? Or maybe just for a viewer to understand it better, what nutrients are contained in the soil?
Okay. There are those we call micronutrients and there are macronutrients. I will elaborate on that. There are those major nutrients that are needed in large amounts by the crop, and there are micro that are needed in smaller amounts, but they are very crucial. So if there is that imbalance, there are nutrients that dominate others. So there are others that will lock up others. It's like what they say in Kiswahili, unapata mbwa amelala kwa trafu ya ng'ombe lakini hakuli chumvi. So it is like that. There are other nutrients that are there just to subdue others, and there are others that are able to marshal their efforts into the plant. Look at the nutrients like a fish in the lake. If a fish decided to rest, and it cannot be caught by the fishermen, but the nutrients are more abundant. That's the reason why you find plants and crops stagnate during dry seasons, because there are no waters to, one, dissolve them, and also to make the mobility. So in the process of moving around, that is when the nutrients are captured by the plant through the roots. So you are supposed to have very good root network. That is courtesy of phosphorus. So whenever you see, now I'm back to your question, what nutrients are contained and their use. You get the major nutrients that are needed in the soil, apart from pH, which is not a nutrient. pH is let's say it's a status. So when the pH is okay, nutrients uptake is okay. That's when we say pH is when we say the soil is either acidic or alkaline. Acidity starts from 0, 1 to 7. After 7 to 14, that is when we have alkaline soils. But mostly we like acidic for crops to thrive, and for proper nutrients uptake, we like a pH of between 5.8 to 7. So major nutrients that are taken in large amounts is we have nitrogen, its work is to develop the leaves. The leaves, in this case, I will take them as the kitchen, because that is where the food is processed through photosynthesis. We have phosphorus for root development. Root development for, 1, nutrients uptake, and number 2, for water, to get water from the soil, and number 3, for anchorage. You get now the plant is able to stand through the roots. So another one is potassium for drought resistance and also for disease resistance. Those are the 3 major ones. The others are several, there are many. We cannot explain it here, but maybe we'll have another session to look at them, but those are the 3 main ones.
Yeah. In one of the soil analysis you did for us, it was indicated that the organic matter is too low. I wish to understand, because you have given the 3 major nutrients in the soil. Where does organic matter where do we fit the organic matter? And what is exactly the organic matter?
Organic matter is any forage that it's undecomposed matter. Because for organic matter to release what it has, it will have first of all to die. Maybe let's say it's a plant. It can be, organic matter can be either the falling leaves, it can be the grass, it can be weeds that have been uprooted and left on the ground to decompose. But for it to decompose and release whatever it has, one, it has to have moisture. It has to dry, decompose, then release what it has. Now, the big deal here is, if for you to have quality organic matter, you have to have all the nutrients in your soil. Yeah. I'll come to you, composting. Composting, that is where you get, some farmers will not leave the weeds or the excess crops on the farm. Sometimes they tend to keep them somewhere, decompose them, and take them back to the shamba. A farmer will argue and say that now that because I'm taking back whatever the crop had taken, not here that if it is weeds, if it is a crop that you are decomposing, or you are composting, it has come from the soil. The soil. Whatever that has been taken, it is from the soil. So if the soil is lacking in, let's say, like P is the phosphorus. The phosphorus. If it is lacking in phosphorus, the final result, which is your compost manure, will also be lacking in. Not unless now you put extra effort to get there things like MOP and other add into the compost. But if you are getting whatever you're getting from the farm, composting it, taking it back to the farm, we are just doing what we call recycling. Recycling whatever is being recycled is missing from whatever is in the soil. And now this brings us to a question whereby farmers have been asking about, let's come now to humans, talking about kitchen gardening. A farmer will tell you that I'm eating healthy because I'm planting with the compost, I'm not spraying, I'm not, you see, I'm eating a lot of veggies, but get to know that if your soil is lacking with whatever your element or whatever nutrient, even your final result will be like you are missing that. What I'm saying is that, I don't know how to simplify it, but a farmer, or what you get, the quality you get from the fodder you get, the quality you get from the soil, the food you eat, is direct replica of whatever is in your soil. So if your soil is lacking in phosphorus, your final product, your fodder, will be lacking in phosphorus, and it means that you are going to go an extra mile to get that phosphorus. And where do we get phosphorus?
From minerals, definitely.
And how does that mean?
An extra cost.
And means high production cost.
You have talked about the organic matter, you have talked about phosphorus, you have talked about nitrogen, you have talked about potassium. How do I know if my cells are lacking those, or maybe they are in excess? So where do I take my soil for analysis? And how much will it cost me? What am I supposed to do before planting to know that my soil is deficient in this and this? It's a planting season. I haven't done my soil analysis. The phosphorus are low. What fate as a farmer is awaiting me?